welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a Morphe haul slash review. So if you want to see the brushes that I purchased and that I'm reviewing, obviously stick around. This hoodie is describing my life perfectly right now. Messy hair, don't care. And I don't got no pants on, so we're not gonna go any further down than need be. And I got this hoodie from Fashion Nova. So the first brush that I'm going to be showing you guys is called the B28 Jumbo Badger Fan Brush, and it just looks like this, and compared to regular size fan brushes, it's pretty jumbo, hence the name. So it just looks like this. It's just sort of has a white shading then with a brown shading with just a black handle, and it says Morphe B28 on it, and it just is a large fan brush. So I like using this opposed to the smaller one for my cheekbones because I spend less time and you know it covers more area quickly. I will just use the smaller one, however, for like smaller details, like maybe the bridge of my nose or the tip of my nose, or even right here on my Cupid's bow. And if you want to maybe use this, you can dust on some translucent powder. It's great to dust away, you know, when you're baking right there or under the eyes. It'd be great to dust away the product under there. The next brush I'm going to be showing you guys is the pointed foundation and concealer brush, and it just looks like this. It is the Morphe E25. And it is dual-ended. This one is for the foundation, whereas this one's just for the concealer. You can use, you know, either end for either product, it doesn't matter. I really love using this side for underneath my eye for concealer actually. And then this is really good for like small detailing. Even if you wanted to use this for the highlight in the inner tear duct, it's really great for that as well. So this is sort of like a multi-purpose brush. You don't always have to use it for what it says you can use it for. And yeah, it just looks like this, and it is tapered like into this little dome shape here. And I wouldn't necessarily, well, I haven't necessarily used it for foundation. I can't get myself to leave my beauty blender, so I'm one of those girls. I have never used this for the foundation. I'm not saying that I wouldn't ever use it for foundation, I just haven't yet. But I have used it for my under eye concealer, and it blends it very, very nicely without having to use a lot of pressure. And it is very good to use for under eye setting powders, just to set the concealer or foundation in place. This little side you could use for many things. I could use it for concealer for certain areas of my face, like if I need to color correct and conceal, or if you're going around your nose area, or like I said, to highlight the inner tear duct with eyeshadow. It's just, you can never find enough tasks for this brush. My next brush that I want to show you guys is one of my favorites that I got from all of these brushes. It is the M439 brush, and it just looks like this. This is the, don't judge me, I have them all right here on my receipt. This is the Deluxe Buffer, and it just looks like this. It's very, very densely, is that the word? I'm so bad with describing things, it's terrible. I have used this for my foundation, however, I can't get away from the beauty blender on my face. Now, I've used this to apply my foundation on the neck because it goes a lot faster than my beauty blender does. Now, I'm sure if I did go over my face with this, this would do the same job as well. I've seen a lot of girls use this brush in particular before on their foundation, and it looks flawless and seamless. And I did go over my face when I was done with my beauty blender just a little bit, just to make sure, you know, everything was set in place and it wasn't like just getting like the excess foundation off, really. And it did a good job. I didn't see any swipes or anything on my face. I was using this brush. This is the Real Techniques buffing brush. I was using this one for my neck, but as you can see, this is a lot larger in size, and the bristles are more densely packed in there. So I can't really just, like, I'm trying to think of how I can describe this to you. So when you're going along, you know, buffing that in, it's doing a better job because the bristles here are more like tightly packed in there than this one is, whereas this one will go and drag your product around. You can kind of see the bristles there. This one will not do that. It's like ready to buff. I can't believe I used to love this one because this one is crap compared to this one. I absolutely love this one. I love the handle as well. I know that that sounds weird, but I like how the handle is like fat too. I like fat tips. The next one is the angled contour brush, and it is the Morphe E4. And you can see, I use this for my blush. Now, I have like a whole routine that I do. As of right now, I'm using 2 or 3 brushes to contour with, one being another brush that I'm going to show you from Morphe in a second. But I'm currently using my Real Techniques foundation brush to go ahead and create a seamless line first. And then I go in with the Real Techniques contour brush to sort of blend everything together. And I still do really love these two brushes to contour with, but this one is more like if you want to blend your contour, I would say. I like to start out with a crisp, hard, harsh line first when I do my contour. But this one would be very great for buffing and blending. I use this for blush, you can see, like I said, because it really is like the perfect size for not only contouring, but it's the perfect size to hit the apples of the cheeks and up here. So it is a great size. I love how it's shaped, it's angled, of course, and the bristles are just so soft. I have old ass, we're talking about going into the vault ass brushes and from Bare Essentials, like the old school brushes. The hair on these, boy, hurts. I used to use this for my all over setting powder back in the day, and oh my god, it would scratch the shit out of my face and it was just terrible. Now you're like, why don't you throw them away? I'm a hoarder with makeup and makeup brushes. I ain't throwing nothing away, B. So yeah, like I said, perfect size, you know, really gets into, you know, the areas, the contour areas and things like that. But I find it to be better for maybe even if you're just starting out to contour, because when you're just starting out, you don't want to go ahead and make your harsh line and blend. That is a skill, ladies, that comes with a technique. So if you're first starting out, this would be great for contour because you can just create a subtle contour line and blend it rather than go all ham. You'll have a line here, it'll look like you just got a shape up. Don't do that. When I first started contouring my face, let me tell you a secret, okay? I used to use, and I don't remember what brush it was that I have here. I want to say it was this one, actually. This is the Bobbi Brown eye shader, but you can see like how it's shaped. I literally would take, because I didn't have dark powders or a contour powder, I think I was like 18 at this time. I don't know what I was doing with life. And I would take a brown eyeshadow and I literally tried to contour. And I remember my boyfriend that I had at the time was like, what the fuck is on your face? And I was like, yep, never doing this again. This next brush is the Morphe G2 Blending Fluff brush. And basically it's the same thing as my buffer. It's just a lot thinner and it's dome shaped. So this is still great for anything that you want to do. I would think that this one would be really great for cream contouring just because of the shape, maybe blending out the cream contour and things like that. So I have not used this one yet, although it has product on it. So it probably got dirty from being in my bin of dirty ass face makeup brushes. Look, the thing's even all dirty. You see all that? Girl. And I believe this one's from their gunmetal collection. I don't remember what this one is called with the black here, but this one I believe was from the gunmetal collection. This next one is the G13 Blending Fluff brush, and this is an eyeshadow brush. It's the only eyeshadow brush that I got, and it just looks like this, and it's very great for blending. I washed it off. You're like, bitch, you didn't even use it yet. I've actually washed it. It's kind of precise in its shape rather than, let me find another one that I have here. I love my e.l.f. blending eye brush, but as you can see, this one is like more defined and precise in its shape rather than this one's like really fluffy. So this one does a very good job of packing color on and blending in the crease there. So I love it for that. It's kind of also flat, like it would look like it would be flat. So you can also use it to pack on color if you wanted, or you could go ahead and use it for in the inner tear ducts like we said about the other brush. It's just another dual purpose brush. I think if you're just starting out in makeup, or if you want to buy a new brush for your eyeshadow, like a blending brush, this would be the one to get. It's just basic and good, and packaging is cute as well. I think this is the gunmetal collection too. The next one is the E3 pointed powder brush, precision pointed powder brush, and it just looks like this. It's basically just a big fluffy brush. It's very similar to my Bobbi Brown powder brush. As you can see, they sort of basically are the same shape, just different bristles and different colors. This would be really great for blush as well as all over powder. Now I wouldn't use this for contouring, maybe to blend a little bit, but it doesn't really have a shape to it, so it might get a little messy there. If you want to apply powders maybe to your neck, like I said, all over the face, this is the brush for you. There's not really much more to say about it, so we'll leave it at that. This next one is the pointed buffer brush. Didn't we already talk about this? I think we talked about this. We definitely talked about that, and I'm not doing that again. So last and not least, this is my Morphe M459 flat contour brush. Now this is life. I do not own the NARS flat contour brush, but if I did, I want to say this is very similar to it. I love using this for contouring, obviously, and it's small enough yet big enough to get all the main areas to contour with. So it's small enough to fit along the bridge of the nose, yet large enough to fit in the hollows of the cheeks, but not too small where you're like working there for a while. It's pretty much the perfect size. This is, I want to say, for more experienced contourists, because when you're just starting out, like when I first started out, like I told you that story with the eyeshadow, it can be tricky to, you know, sort of get the technique down right and know, you know, where to stop or how to make it. And I mean, I'm still not perfect with mine, but I feel like this would be trickier for first time goers. So I mean, if you want to, girl, go ahead. I ain't judging, I ain't telling you what to do, I'm just giving advice. Maybe just get this for your collection, and then whenever you're comfortable enough, you can go ahead and start with this. This is just great to create that sort of sharp line, because even whenever I make my line, blend that all out, put my baking / setting powder right here, and then afterwards when I brush that baking powder off, sometimes it diffuses my contour line right here, and I like having that sharp contour line, like a little subtle sharp contour line. So I will go back in with a pointed flat contour brush like this, and I will just hit that area one more time just to make sure that the sharpness is still there. So yeah, it's just flat like this. Yep, and I love it. Alright guys, so that was my quick little Morphe brush haul. I hope that you enjoyed it and maybe get some ideas or purchase some of the things that I did, because they are great quality and they are not expensive at all. I just absolutely love them. I'm so glad that I found them. And if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. I will put all the brushes that I just talked about today in the description box below, so that when you go to the Morphe website, you know, you can type in which brush it is if you're interested in any of them. So let me know if you enjoyed this video. Please thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to stay Bella. Bye guys. Mwah. The Morphe, fuck. Yeah, okay, that's bothering me. What is going on? And this is actually an eyeshadow. I'm from Canada now, eh? My e.l.f. eyeshadow, eh? I use this for brush.